Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
Live somewhere in this world is our friend Nick Jonas. Hey, Nick, welcome to the show.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Have you guys seen there's an account on Instagram that rates the Zoom background? It's called Rate My Zoom Background.
Uh-oh.
This is real though. This is not a fake Zoom background.
Oh no, they talk about people's bookshelves and the crap they have in the background. So we're looking at this beautiful fireplace with a candle aglow. What continent are you? What continent are you on right now?
I'm in London at the moment. So I've been here with Priyanka. She's shooting, and I've just been hanging out. We had a little at-home release party last night. It was pretty fun. So I'm really just starting my day. I'm not gonna lie, even though it's nearly 1:00.
I know.
Wow.
We love that time zone. I always said if we could do our morning show in London, that would be like the perfect thing to do.
Yes.
Because of the time. Hey, and I got to tell you, Spaceman sounds so good. It's such a great album to chill out to, and the messaging in here is really, really, really on point, and it's very relatable. Do you want to? I know you've told this story over and over 1,000 times, but I'm sure you'll do it again. Tell everyone what the concept of Spaceman is all about.
The concept kind of came out of the thing that all of us have been doing over this past very bizarre year, which is, staying at home and trying not to do anything. And after a while, I was becoming discouraged and just feeling really disconnected from the world and like I was kind of off in space, floating aimlessly. And then at that point, my wife had gone to shoot, and so I was home alone and just decided to start writing. Got on with Greg Kirsten, who produced a couple tracks from the last Jonas Brothers album, and Mozella, and we collaborated on the first kind of group of these songs. And very quickly I realized that was going to be an album, and it's going to have kind of a theme, and that or a few themes. And so it evolved pretty naturally. And I wanted to give this persona and this kind of bigger idea a name. So when Spaceman was written, which is basically about everything I just mentioned, that seemed like the fitting title for the album.
Well, you seem to have gone through phases, like we all have. And I think this, your storytelling through Spaceman, it kind of makes us all think about the phases we've gone through since the very beginning a year ago. And I even noticed on Instagram where you posted some photos of all the things that you've been going through over the past year, the recap and everything. So what are the 4 phases? There are like 4 phases you actually roll through in this album, right?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to give the listener of the album kind of a very clear picture of the journey that I went on, hoping it would be something that they could relate to and bring them hope. By no means is the vibe of the album like super sad and depressing. It's actually, I feel like, very, very hopeful once you get past that first part of the first theme, which is about isolation and being disconnected. And then the next one is indulgence, which Too Drunk is in that chapter of the story.
By the way, I'm still in the indulgent stage. I can't leave it. I can't graduate. I can't graduate because the next one's all super sexy. I can't get into that yet. But go ahead, please.
Yeah. So then you go through indulgence, and then it's euphoria when you're back with your person, and then commitment, and kind of what that looks like. The things that test us at different points in any relationship, whether it's love or just friendship. I feel like knowing that there's a path forward and that you can grow from these experiences. And I want everyone that listens to this to feel that hopefulness and kind of come out of this going, okay, there is light at the end of this very long tunnel.
So, of course, Nick Jonas is here. Spaceman is the album. You have to have it. You got to hear it. Did you find that putting this project together actually helped you examine your life and help you kind of process everything you're going through to help launch you into the next year of you?
Yeah, it's very therapeutic in a way. And also, it just kind of happened on its own, because of the limitations, because of having to do the writing from home over Zoom. It really opened up the creative process. When I set out on this year, on 2021, sat down and kind of talked about what my goals were and different things and what I wanted to see happen in the year. And I just said, I want this to be a year of firsts. And looking at this album and the way we've had to go about releasing it, but also the way in which it was created, then going to, Super Bowl commercial and SNL and all these things have kind of affirmed that initial idea of just trying to get out here and now, believe it or not, weirdly, 20 plus years in entertainment, I'm so thrilled to still be having these firsts and a fresh kind of perspective and take on things, even as I've weirdly been around for a while now.
Well, I got to tell you, Nick, I mean, I love Spaceman, but Danielle has another favorite piece of work of yours.
I think you should have put Boner from SNL on the album. That was so entertaining.
It was wildly entertaining and bizarre. It's always that thing where you're like, yeah, Mom, Dad, I'm going to be on SNL. There's a few sketches that, maybe skip over those.
How did Mom and Dad feel about their son Nick having sex with a mouse? That's always a fun one.
That was good.
That was interesting. I heard from a few people about that one. But listen, if you're not shaking things up in comedy, you're not doing something right.
Is it harder?
Elvis, you know all about that.
And you did double duty. You hosted and you were the musical guest. That's got to be even harder.
Yeah, it was very hard. And it was a flash. It was like a wedding. You have all this prep and anticipation, and then it's done before you even feel like it started. And it was just a crazy ride. It was so fun. The cast is amazing. I was nervous, but I also kind of approached it with the energy of just like, imagine I'm with my friends, we're sitting around, we've had a few drinks, and we're just having a laugh. And that freed me up to be able to enjoy it a lot more than if I was stressed about doing well.
But it looked like you had a lot of fun. Especially when he looks up and says, "You banged a mouse?" Well, that's my favorite line. So Gandhi and I, when we're together in the city, which we will be together again in the studios pretty soon, our favorite restaurant downtown is Tamarind, because we love to go for some great Indian food. Of course, Gandhi being her family from India. She always turns me on to new things. So now that Priyanka has a restaurant coming in, we need a free buffet, a banquet. We need to have like a room. We need to have a complimentary evening for like the two of us and 100 of our friends, if you could hook that up.
Yes.
Okay, just a complimentary evening for 200 and 100 of your friends. I'll relay that message.
I think it's a small ask.
You're gonna love the restaurant. I've actually tasted the food. We did a little tasting pre-COVID. And walked through the space, and I think she posted a photo of us doing a puja, a prayer in the restaurant, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, the team behind it is great, but the food itself is just out of this world, and it's really unique. It's a very kind of fresh concept, and the energy of the space is super cool. It's just, I'm very excited to go as a customer. Even probably, it will be free for me, and in that case, you should come with me, and then we can all.
Yes. There you go.
Because if I'm with you, I know the tequila will be flowing. Because there's nothing better than Indian tequila. There's got to be something like that. So I was telling Gandhi that I definitely picked up a little Bollywood feel, a little sound in Spaceman. There's which makes me think. Now that you and Priyanka are together, have you ever stopped down to take inventory of all the great new things that she has brought into your life, being from a whole different type of family, whole different world? It must be great to make sure you always keep an eye on how appreciative you are of that.
Absolutely. I've learned so much, through seeing the world, kind of through her eyes and her lens, and also her experiences. And specifically on the music side, I love the music that is in Bollywood movies, and have become quite a fan of a lot of different composers. But then also just it's kind of what I go to now when I'm working out, or when I need my spirits lifted, I'll go and play that. And so it's directly influenced a lot of things melodically, but also the rhythm. The beats in Spaceman, I feel like definitely have some of that feel to it.
And also,
well, if you could tell her, I don't know where she is right now, but if you can tell her that I appreciate very much how much focus she puts on maintaining her culture while also assimilating here. It's tough to do. She's doing a great job, and she's normalizing a lot of the stuff that I grew up with as a kid that everybody used to tell me was so weird, and it makes you so different. And I see her posting, like the puja of the new restaurant, which is what we do when we move into a new house, or all kinds of stuff. We do those things, and it feels good to see somebody else representing the things that I grew up with. So if she's around, let her know.
Awesome.
Thank you.
She's in the other room. I'll go tell her right after this.
Yeah, hello.
I'm so glad we could have Nick on so we can make it all about Priyanka. Just say it. I don't know. Anyway, Nick, look, I know you. Have you been on? Did you do Graham Norton? Are you doing Graham while you're over there?
Did Graham Norton. Taped it last night, but it airs tonight.
He's a fun interview, right? He's always fun.
He's great, and they allow you to have a drink next to you when you're doing it, which is just recipe for making the interviews way more juicy and fun.
Yes, and sometimes a bit dangerous. Look, I want to before we let you go, I want to play Too Drunk from Spaceman. Out of all the cuts on there, I'll admit this one hit home with me. It just did. If you just go ahead and lay it out, and I want to play it. I want everyone to listen to these lyrics. It's so great.
Well, quite simply, I think it's something a lot of us have been doing a lot of while in lockdown. And instead of shaming or feeling guilty, bad, I just thought everyone needs kind of an anthem to acknowledge this thing that's kind of unspoken amongst all of us. And it's all good and fun. It's kind of lighthearted look at what it's been like to live in this Groundhog's Day of quarantine and how, having something in your cup can help a little bit sometimes. So this is Too Drunk.
See, I think the last time we saw each other, we were drinking tequila in my kitchen. That was the last time we hung out with each other. So we started early. We were planning for the pandemic. We were rehearsing.
We were
good call.
See, we were thinking ahead.
We were always thinking ahead. All right, Spaceman. It's such an incredible adventure. You have to listen to it. You will listen to it from beginning to end, over and over and over. It's just so well produced. And the message is great. Nick, thank you for spending time with us, man. Congratulations
Thank you
on that.
guys.
Nick.
You're the best.
All right. Take it easy. Enjoy London while you can. Nick Jonas, this is
See
Too
ya.
Drunk. You'll see it. Listen to this song. It's amazing.
The Mercedes AMG Interview Lounge.